What's up, y'all? It's your boy Brandon Dulos Garrett, and I'm back with another episode of Brandon's Book Report. Today we are starting a new series with a new book, The 12 Rules of Life by Dr. Jordan Peterson. I really like this book, man. I like when people can come at the scriptures and the faith from a different angle. You know, not everyone grew up in church or learning about the stories. Not everyone could quote scripture like that. So if you're new to this kind of thing, it's a great introduction. He's able to connect mental health and human behavior to these lessons in these old Bible stories. You know, and even if you don't believe in the Bible or you don't think these stories actually happened, this text has survived for a very long time for a reason. You know, it really encapsulates the human behavior, and it gives you anecdotes on how to deal with these things and avoid the pitfalls we humans tend to fall into. You know, and if you aren't new to the faith, this is a fun way to peel back different layers and shed light on parts of the Bible that maybe you overlooked as a kid or just in your regular studies. So we're going to start off with rule number 1, which is stand up straight with your shoulders back. Lobsters are very ancient creatures with simple back brain structures. Scientists have been able to map the lobster's brain and understand its thought process. This has been beneficial in understanding the brain of humans. Lobsters live on the ocean floor and have a home base they live in that is surrounded by a range in which they hunt and scavenge in. Like many creatures, lobsters are territorial, and they will compete for the best homes, the best hunting grounds, the best food, and the best mates. But territorial creatures don't want to die. So when they encounter another lobster, a competitor, they have to decide if they're going to fight or surrender. If they choose to surrender, they will give off signs showing that they mean no harm. But if they choose to fight, they better win. Because a lobster that loses a fight is unwilling to fight anything for days, maybe forever. This makes the lobster's brain dissolve into a mindset of lowly defeat. The transition from champ to chump is very traumatic for the lobster. Lobsters that are winners are physically distinguishable from the loser lobsters. Lobsters' brains have serotonin and octopamine. A lobster with high serotonin will extend its appendages to look bigger and more dangerous. The only way for a defeated lobster to fight again is to be exposed to serotonin once more. Octopamine, when high in a lobster, makes them look scrunched up, drooping, and scared. Sadly, even when a loser lobster is confident enough to fight again, it will most likely lose again. It's winner take all in the lobster world, meaning if a lobster can win once, they will also most likely win again. And this is the same in people. You know, in our world, the top 1% have as much money as have more money than the combined bottom 50%. It's the same in many fields. Majority of scientific papers are published by the same handful of scientists. A small portion of musicians produce the majority of commercialized music. Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, and Stravinsky compose most of the music played by modern orchestras. Lobsters are ancient creatures who have been around since the dinosaurs. If they have this dominance hierarchy baked into them, then it means it could be an apparent feature of the environment to which all complex life has adapted from. Though their brains are simple, they were able to process status and society. The big theme of this book is order and chaos. These are things that make up most of our world. You know, everything we encounter when we're living this life is pretty chaotic. We're meeting new people, we're in new situations, new environments. You know, we have to figure out how to navigate these things. And everything starts out small. You know, small actions, when you do them often, become a habit. And that creates order in your life. Whether it's a good habit or a bad habit, you'll find yourself following these patterns that help you get through the day or help you, process things or just navigate the world. So when you start out small with bad habits like the lobster, you lose once and you're like, I'm going to keep losing. And sometimes you create these positive feedback loops where you're like, I'm a loser. And that really does attract, that kind of mentality. You know what I mean? I believe what you become what you think about, and who you will attract what you are. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say you're a loser, but if you have that mindset that I suck, I'm never good enough, I'm never going to do right, you're often not going to be mentally sound and prepared to succeed. You know what I mean? You have to really fix yourself inside first before you can really succeed outside of yourself, if that makes sense. But with that being said, good habits start off small too. And that's what he's talking about, is a good habit, a small thing you can start with is fixing your posture. Walking in with your head held high, with your shoulders back, you're ready for anything, you know what I mean? You need to figure out, like the lobster, how to extend your appendages to look scary to the enemies in this world, to the systems of this world, to the things that bring you doubt. Really figure out how you can tweak these little things in your life that will add up into big things so that you can start winning. Don't just lay down. Do not run away from the responsibilities. Do not run away from the fights. Do not avoid these things. Walk in with your head held high, because you are more than a conqueror. You were made to win, and you can do it. You can stand up straight with your shoulders back and take this life and create order out of this chaos. Thank you so much for listening. Follow me on TikTok, Brandon Doulos Garrett. Follow me on Instagram, Brandon Doulos Garrett. YouTube, Brandon Doulos Garrett. Thank you for listening. I will see you next time.